This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Well, I'm Roger Funk, and we actually purchased this farm from my wife's father in '62, and of course everything was irrigated at that time, and we kept irrigating and increasing the irrigation. And what really changed all that in the middle '60s, Kansas University sent in what they called the KU Geological Team. And as I remember, I think there were 3 of them, and they had an office here in town, and a couple of them came to our Sunday school class even. And I think they were here about 3 years, and to study where this Ogallala really came from, because nobody knew at that time. They all were so sure it was an underground river. And after they finally finished, like I say, I think it was about 3 years they were here, they had a meeting at the community college at the science building, which was new at that time. And I went into the meeting, and there really weren't very many people there, but they announced that it was geologic water, and when it was gone, it was going to be gone. It wasn't being replaced like we had all thought it was. And I always remember coming home from that meeting feeling really down, because I'd always thought too that the water was inexhaustible, and I knew that we had to change our farming style. And I think it was about that time that I decided we needed to learn to farm dry land, because we'd been farming just irrigated at that time. And so we started buying land that we could farm dry land, and that set us off on the focus that we're still on, I guess. We divide the dry land into 3 parts. 1/3 of it is wheat, and 1/3 of it is milo, and 1/3 of it is summer fallow. And so we farm 2 crops in 3 years. And the way it is now, we do about 1,800 acres of each one. Everybody farms so much more ground. You know, when we started, a lot of people made a living on 160 acres of irrigated. And, you know, of course, that's pretty small stuff anymore, you know. But the equipment's so much different, you know, and we farm is so much different. Well, just like we're all no-till anymore. We use chemicals for everything. But I used to spend all winter moldboard plowing to get ready to plant milo again the next year. And, you know, now nobody moldboard plows. They still do some tillage, but moldboarding is completely out. But we did it because the neighbors did it, so we thought we should do it too. Yeah. Of course, the crop yields have increased fantastically. We raise more on dry land now than we used to raise on irrigated. You know, when I first started farming, irrigated milo, about 60 bushel was about as much as you could raise. We had the 100 bushel milo club. Everybody was trying to raise 100 bushel milo, but we didn't have hybrids. It was all open pollinated, and we didn't fertilize. And like I say, there was a real ceiling there of not much more than 60 bushel. But once we got hybrids and started fertilizing, why, you know, that increased. And well, last year we averaged over 100 bushel milo on dry land. We seem to be getting along all right with the dry land, and I think that's the future. It's going to be the future because there's not going to be anything else. I think we'll be farming more dry land all the time, and of course it's a little bit hard on the economy. The irrigation makes more wheels turn, you know, than dry land does, but for us it's been fine. You know.
Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. Over the years, sorghum has been either exported, used in animal feed domestically, or for other industrial uses. Recently, its use in the ethanol market has seen tremendous growth, with 30% of domestic sorghum typically going to ethanol production. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org.